Hi, my name is Emmy Salam, and I'm here with Jonah. That's my first time. I can't believe I'm.
This is how it starts. Take
I
a
might
deep
even
breath.
just like put that in at the end of this.
Absolutely.
But it's like I've come a long way. It's very surreal.
Hey, this is what we came here for. All the pain. Before we even get started, the tears. I know what it means to feel alone in this world, to feel misunderstood by your friends, by your parents, by your family. You have these visions that you share with people that they can't see. You go through waves of highs of emotions and love, and then you feel down in the dumps where you can't leave the house for days at a time. And this is why it's so important to me to connect on this timeline, because I've been exactly where you're at. I know what it feels like, and so I'm honored to be the first guest on your podcast. This is a part of our mission.
Yeah.
We're here to activate each other and speak truth and be authentic, and that's what will help wake more people up.
Definitely. And I feel very humbled and honored that you're my first guest. I found your page a month ago, and it was just, I don't even know how I found it, but it just popped up on my feed, and I was like, you get it. Because I feel like with light workers, there's like different levels of awakening, I guess, because there's ones who are more focused on the mission like us, and there's others who are maybe focused on more of the fluffy love and light, kind of toxic positivity, kind of business aspect of it, making money. And I want to be someone who helps bridge everyone and helps everyone awaken no matter where they are. That's my mission, is just to help everyone. And
you used a crucial word right there called bridge, because we are all bridges, black and white, rich and poor. We're here for humanity. And when I do see the spiritual world, the spiritual community, I notice those people who, it's very evident where everybody's at on their mission. A lot of people have been awake for a long time, so they're like, I'm just gonna go play in the 3D matrix. But they kind of turn spirituality into religion, and that's where I really had to see and find my own way and not be judgy of them, because I know they have a message too. But that's just, we're here. A lot of us are here for the greater good of humanity, and that's self-sacrifice. That's, you lose friends, you lose family, you lose money, because, again, we had a different path. So
definitely. And touching on that, I just wanted you to share a little bit about you, for anyone who's unfamiliar with you, a little bit about your story, your awakening.
Yeah, so a little bit about me is born in Galveston, Texas. Galveston was known for a gambling and a prostitution nature. It was, I don't want to say cursed lands, but there was dark energy that was being harvested there. So the biggest hurricane in United States history hit there in the year 1900, where over 13,000 people died that they know of.
Wow.
And so I believe that the matrix, or this world, was correcting the energy and removing the negativity that was being siphoned out of that area, similar to what happened in Hurricane Katrina. So it made sense for me to be born there. Galveston is also the place where slavery was emancipated from after the Civil War. So here I am talking about breaking people free from the matrix, and I didn't find out until the journey that that's where Juneteenth occurred. June 19th is when slavery was stopped in the city I was born. It's a very small island. So just moving forward in life, born multiracial, white mom, black dad, really couldn't understand race and how everybody picked on each other and called each other names, and it was like, just felt a whole bunch of negativity. And so I hung out with everybody else. I hung out with the Mexicans, the Indians. Basically, if you rocked with me, I rocked with you, because I was bullied. So then moving forward in life, pretty good at everything, maybe not great at anything, but I was in the gifted and talented program. I would read encyclopedias. I played sports. Was really good at video games. Anything I tried at, I would hyper focus on it, and I could do it for hours and hours and hours at a time. And so fast forward, had many ups and downs. Millionaire at 22, homeless at 31, and then battled with drugs and addiction and all these other things. And finally, I broke my arm October the 6th, 2018 at an arm wrestling competition for Oktoberfest. And it was through that time period that I had 12 surgeries to save my arm from amputation. I died in one of the surgeries in August of 2019. So after that, everything was different. I could hear voices at times. I could read people's energy. I could sense people's energy. The animals were communicating with me. I would see angel numbers, deja vu. It was just so many things were happening to me, and even prophetic dreams. I could see the future. I could see the past. Sometimes I'd have dreams of flying. Then I was having dreams that I was an extraterrestrial, and I'm like, okay, what is really going on with me? Until I really finally, when COVID happened, at the beginning of COVID, I had a massive awakening, and then the world shuts down, right? So now you have time to sit with your thoughts, and that's whenever all the information started coming through, and who I am, what I'm here to do, and life just made a lot more sense. So it was a very aggressive awakening that, a lot of people thought I was crazy.
No, I bet.
Friends and family, even on the start of this social media journey, a lot of people, because everybody starts on social media on Facebook, right? Like everybody back in the day, or MySpace, whatever we had. So I talked to somebody I knew for a long time the other day, and he goes, bro, when you first left Texas, we all thought you were crazy, dog. Like, we're like, oh, Jonah lost it this time, he's never coming back. And
wow.
It's only now that they're like, dude, I was resonating with everything you're saying.
Wow.
I get it. I had things happen to me when I was a child. I had dreams of flying, like all the things that we went through in the program. And so now it makes me feel good that people from our childhood that you would think are sleepwalkers are actually awakening.
That's
so I know.
amazing.
Yeah.
So you've realized that the people around you are kind of rising with you?
Everybody. You have this invisible umbilical cord that you're connected to every single person you've ever met in life. Every person you've ever dated, every friend you ever had, you're always connected to them. So I finally figured out, versus us telling them what to do unless they ask, you evolve. You evolving yourself and your consciousness involves them, because it's like soul family. It's like a soul pod that, again, you're connected to them. And so now they're waking up, which feels good, because a lot of people were like, you start with your friends and family. Oh, whoa. That's going to be in there. Okay,
yeah, we're keeping that.
Oh. Okay,
Wow.
it's back on here. You cannot make this up. The Matrix just sent a hurricane here through the park.
That's hilarious. But do you remember your train of thought?
Yeah, well, just that everybody we're connected to is waking up, and
Yeah.
it feels good. People from my childhood are reaching out. People I haven't talked to 30, 35 years. I'm like, dude, I ain't seen you since junior high, dog. You're waking up. So, it feels good. And, I'll say this. At the beginning of the awakening, I felt like we're supposed to break every system. You have these wars going on, like you had Ukraine, Russia, and then you have a genocide being committed in Gaza, and you have all these things happening. You have the criminal justice system where people are being wrongfully incarcerated, and it's prison labor.
Right.
You have Big Pharma. They make trillions of dollars, but never spend any money on curing people. It's a system it's really one big system that traps you, and you can get into pornography. All these dark things that are like lowering people's vibration and lowering people's frequency. But then I figured out we have to, basically us raising our vibration and consciousness is breaking the system.
Right.
We don't have to do anything but be our genuine, authentic self, raise the vibration, and when enough of us are awake, that's whenever we collapse the entire fake matrix and the simulation.
Yes, and I felt that. I felt that when my prayers have been answered immediately, or like I've thought something, then it aligns with the world event. It's just like something that's clicking with me, because I've gone through my second awakening this year, and it's just been rapid growth, but it's been overwhelming. But it's been interesting to see the parallels.
It's when you think you're awake, you're not awake yet. It's a wave and a wave and a wave, and then it's the ebbs and flows of adjusting to energy, and things that we call mental health issues like bipolar disorder, ADHD.
Yeah.
It just means you're hyper in tune with frequency and energy. You're not bipolar when you're around somebody that's at a good frequency. It's only when you might actually even be protecting yourself from whatever energy that they're carrying. And so even all of these things that we thought were downfalls or mental health illness or whatever are actually gifts.
Yeah, that's really good.
We're really in tune with energy.
Definitely. And I wanted to ask you more about your mission. So, what do you think your mission is, and how has it evolved throughout your awakening?
Well, initially I thought my mission was to wake up the world. I got the download that I'm Neo, that I'm the return of Yeshua, I'm Moses, I'm all these characters. And then I started to meet people on the journey, and I realized we all are. Like, everybody's just at a different level. We're all part of the same conscience, or we tapped into the same collective conscience. So that's our mission. And so my personal mission is to gather the 144,000, the 12 tribes of 12,000 of Israel, the Hebrew Israelites. We're split up around the world, that people think they have to be black or they have to be a certain color. But in reality, you can wash a bloodline in 50 years by, like, by race mixing or things like that. So it's really like we're split up power generators or sources around the world. So I'm here to unite all tribes for the greater good of humanity, because we're technically all one. We are all one. But when the people at this vibration and this frequency get together, it's like when you build it, if you build it, they will come.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful mission. And I feel like with me, I've realized my mission very late in life. I realized it last year that I'm meant to be a singer. And I'm like, I've gotten so many downloads about the music industry that I never asked for, like random stuff about the evil stuff that's happening. And there have been times where my hands were guided to type a song that is like, and I'm not in control of my hands, and then it types it, and then it's a song about like how they're being oppressed by the music industry. And it's like, I feel like I'm here to shake up the music industry, but I hold a lot of fear about that because people have been killed, the Illuminati, things like that. It's very scary to come out here. It's like my first time coming out publicly because, my family's been monitored before as well. And you've mentioned being, living a brave life, or like letting go of fear. So how do you let go of fear?
I let go of fear to be perfectly honest with you, I stopped caring. It seemed like everything I wanted in life, whether it was that perfect soulmate or, most people when they wake up, they discover the law of attraction and manifesting things, and I want a mansion, and I want this, and I want that. And, for me, I just stopped caring because everything that I wanted didn't come in time. And then through that was seeing that it all had to do with releasing the fear of saying, oh, you can't kill me, because I was gang stalked, followed by nefarious groups or law enforcement that they come in to shake up your energy. They come in to intimidate you.
Yeah.
They mess with your banking. They do things to you to purposefully trigger you and try to take you off course or off mission. And then after a while you go through the mission and you see that they're actually were there to help you. That they're there to help you evolve and to learn how to read energy and all the different human archetypes. Some people say there's 7 different archetypes. Some people say there's 13. But human conditioning and everything is a pattern. So once I figured out they can't kill me, then it's easy. Then it's easy to go make videos in front of the White House. And I was talking to the Secret Service agent, and I'm like, hey man, thanks for not spraying chemtrails today. You know what I mean? Like kind of needling them a little bit. Like, I'm going to have fun with the game. I'm not going to sit here and live my life in fear anymore. Because once you release the fear and you say, I'm 10 feet tall, when you die, you don't die. The worst thing that's going to happen to you is you're going to reincarnate. So live your life, live free. And that's when the magic happens. And then you don't attract the Agent Smith type of energy.
Yeah. That's really profound, and that's something that I'm learning. I think even just watching your interviews, I'm learning. It's like being mentored, sort of, and that's why it's also really cool to meet you. So it's cool to get that kind of balance. And then I also wanted to touch upon if you connect with your lineage a lot. So I don't know what your background is, and if you connect with your ancestors at all.
So initially, this is a really random one, but I did Ancestry DNA, and I got beat up in the community. They're saying, why would you give your DNA? And I'm like, dude, if you've ever had surgery, they know who you are since birth. Like, people are so scared. It's not that you want to willfully give your information. I'm not advocating for that. But I've lost all fear. There's no such thing as privacy. So in discovering this, I discovered my top line item was Irish, and then it was French, and then I have Mali and Senegal and all these other races. I feel that that is a cosmic map on what you're here to heal in this lifetime. Whatever is in your DNA is like a roadmap to go wherever you're supposed to go to send healing to those lands. I have Native American in me that I just discovered. Like all of those things are just like a key to tell you who you are and how you fix it. Now, what I feel connected to in traveling last year, I went to Israel and Palestine. I feel connected to Islam. I know that I had past lives. It was all around me. Everybody I would meet would be Isa or Yunus or Muhammad. You know what I mean? Not just there, but around the world. It was like following me. And then, even I feel connected to Hebrew. I feel connected to Judaism. I feel like I was an original. Not feel like I know I was an original Hebrew Israelite, Native American ancestry. I ended up at a sweat lodge for the Lakota tribe, and they started talking about the Pleiades and the star people.
Wow.
Which I've been talking about this for 4 years.
Yeah, right.
This is all the confirmation that I wanted.
Yeah.
So, in saying that, understanding that you incarnated this time as a Palestinian, you're here to do something because you incarnated as a Palestinian, but just boxing yourself in and saying, I'm a Palestinian, I'm Muslim, I'm a woman, I'm a starseed. I don't put myself in any box anymore because we're everything. We're a Swiss Army knife of energy packaged in a human avatar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. That's really powerful.
No, it's okay, but it's not limiting yourself.
Yeah.
The moment you say I'm only this, then you can never be anything else.
That's true.
Your ceiling is right there.
Exactly.
But the moment you say no, okay, I did choose to be Palestinian in this lifetime, but I resonate with Christians. I resonate with Asian people. Like you never limit yourself to say what you are, because the goal here is to reach the God frequency, to co-create with God. You're one and the same, created in His image. To reach that frequency where you become the creator. You're Truman in the Truman Show, and every single person here is a person that you created in your movie. Then you don't see anything. You don't get mad at people anymore either. You see people as your kids. These people are my kids fighting.
Right.
They're less evolved souls. And this is another one I want to bring up, because I get a lot of heat for people when I say your mom is not your mom and your dad is not your dad. If you really think about it, and a lot of people I've met say that they felt like, man, I think I must have been adopted or swapped or something because I don't feel a connection to my parents. Or some people feel a super strong connection. Who is the more evolved soul? Most people's parents are not talking about the simulation.
Right.
Most people's parents are not talking about star people. Most people's parents are not describing maybe the earth could be flatter. They're not open to evolving because they've already been programmed.
Right.
We think of things in earth years. Oh, because you're older than me, you must know more than me. When in reality, most of us,
not true.
It's not. We're the older soul. We're the more evolved soul. But it's like your parents then become like your children. Not that.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Like,
And it's
from a consciousness.
It's hard with being with family members who maybe aren't aware of these kinds of things. And have you experienced that with your family at all?
I talked about the Matrix, and they're like, we don't care. And they're like, so,
Right.
you know, so it's
It's just a soul contract at the end of the day.
it is. And when you make peace with that, I learned to, when you don't have attachments. I can't think. When you don't have attachments, you become free. That could be pets, it could be siblings, it could be kids. Everybody here that's here is a part of a movie or a script that chose to be here. So it makes you free. I can say, I can love you from afar. Like, I know that you brought me into this world. I thank you. This was a part of our soul contract, but I have a bigger mission here that's bigger than it's not just to wake up your family or heal your bloodlines. I'm here to help wake up the entire world and evolve the consciousness of the entire world.
Yeah.
So that's the most sacrificial thing you can do, is to be in service to others.
Yes.
Not obviously you have your community and the things you can control, but also to the world.
Yes, absolutely.
So even you choosing art, your artistry, like singing and things like that, sharing your voice, that's sharing your energy. At some point, we will all reach a frequency where just your voice will activate people.
Yeah.
So
That's going to be really exciting, and I think it's happening very soon.
yeah.
So I think my last question is about hospitalizations and medications. So what's your view on maybe gifted people getting hospitalized and anything you might know about that. And then what's your view on medication?
My view on medication is, for me, Western medicine is pretty obsolete when you know how you can tap into natural remedies. That if you go to like certain Native American traditions, like they've been using different types of herbs and roots forever to heal things. Now that was my initial, thought process as I went in. But as I've evolved, I understand that if I had to go to the hospital because I had something seriously wrong or chronic, I'm going to go to the hospital because I know I created the doctor that's essentially going to do the surgery on me.
Right.
Do I take an aspirin every day for a headache? No. But if I took an aspirin once a year, I'm not going to beat myself up over it. I used to, spirituality will teach you, like, you got to be a vegan, you can't eat meat, you got to do this. But in reality, you existed in all timelines and all dimensions. Whatever resonates with you for your soul at that time is what resonates. Now, getting back to the medication, I know that a lot of the gifted kids were medicated and put on things to lower their frequency and their vibration. The reason we dumb kids down, like, they feed them terrible food in the school cafeterias. Right. You might get soda and all these things, sugar, that lowers their frequency. If those kids were all homeschooled around the world and they ate properly and they meditated, kids can move objects. When you're a kid is when you manifest the strongest. Before you really wake up, is you're in a space of creation. It's already yours. You don't think about you already attain it. So it's a problem we have that we are here to save the children. The children can shift us into so much faster than a programmed adult that's been programmed their whole life. They can shift us into a higher state of consciousness. And that's, again, a part of our mission. There's a music video you should watch. It's called Heroes by Alesso and Tovlo. And in this video, it's like a duality where there's a guy wearing all black and he has a key around his neck. And then you have the angel with the broken wings. And then they're in a medical facility with kids that they're feeding them medication, bad foods, and the kids have gifts. They can fly. It's a music video.
Wow.
It goes hard.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, it's a amazing music video.
Wow.
So.
And that's really exciting what you said about kids, because I want to have kids in the next couple of years, and it's exciting to think about what kind of gifts they'll have.
They're your bloodline. They're your lineage. The best thing to do would be obviously to harness those gifts and bring in some star children, right? And one thing I wanted to ask you, though. So, Palestine, Israel, it's obviously a hot button topic.
Yeah.
I was there. I was treated kindly by everybody. Let me first say that. But I did see a disparage in the way the Palestinians were treated, especially in Jerusalem. Parts of Jerusalem, it's just like, how can you treat somebody like that?
Yeah.
For you, what does it feel like being awake as a Palestinian? Because I've only met one other person in Israel. Her name is Muna. Actually, let me tell you this really quick.
That's my grandmother's name.
Okay, hold on.
I have a strong connection with my grandmother.
Okay, so her name is Muna.
How do you spell it?
Muna. Her birthday is 6/2, June the 2nd, which is my daughter's birthday.
Wow.
Her name in English gematria is 780, the same as mine, and 202, the same as mine. We have the same English and the same simple. And then she was 8 pounds and 8 ounces.
Wow.
When she was born, I was 8 pounds 8 ounces when I was born.
Wow.
The reason I'm bringing that up is because you told me your birthday is 222, which is the same as my son's birthday. So you see, and she's, again, Palestinian. So this is telling me, like, oh, maybe I had a Palestinian past life. Or
You definitely did.
Yeah.
I'm getting that vibe. But that does bring up an interesting point about you having your son's birthday is the same as mine. That means we're just very connected.
1,000%.
But I'm also really glad you asked me that question, because it's kind of like I'm dying to speak about Palestine. For my entire life, I've been afraid. Ever since, if you're born Palestinian, you're born with like so much trauma, obviously. And I feel like for me, with the intergenerational trauma, it just manifested as a lot of fear. My father, when he was 12, he was tortured in Israeli detention. He was kidnapped in the middle of the night and held for I don't know how many months, but it like feels dangerous for me to say this because of how monitored my family's been. It's like been so real, even with the torture. So sorry. it's just taken a lot of courage for me to get to the point to actually be able to speak about Palestine, because it's my whole world. Like, if I look at people in Gaza, they are my family, and every day I'm grieving, and every day I'm trying to work towards the mission of like helping raise the frequency of humanity. I want to bring a lot of love and unity. I want to be the best filmmaker that's ever existed, the best singer that's ever existed. I want to manifest all of my goals. And I've been conditioned to be fearful. Like, I've had people I've had a lot of white people just deny my existence. I've had, just horrible things happen to me for being Palestinian. So now is the time to actually step up as a Palestinian and be a leader. Because I also think Palestinians need a leader, and I'm willing to be that. I actually, it's interesting because I was a bat biologist before this. I studied bats. So that was my path. I knew that I was always going to be big. I always knew from a young age that I was going to do big things, but I never knew what exactly it would be. Like, I thought I would drop out of college and just like become a public speaker when I was 18. But then I went to college and I got my master's in biology, and I studied bats. And I have this really cool thing that I want to invent with bats that's going to be ethical and sustainable, and it's going to be something that makes a lot of money, but I think money's going to be obsolete very soon.
Right.
But it's something that for capitalists, it would make a lot of money, but I'm not doing it for the money, but it's going to help a lot of people. And it's something that's only done in my Palestinian villages. It's knowledge that's been passed down. And I am very grateful that I'm like a keeper of that knowledge,
That's beautiful.
But there's a lot. I just love being Palestinian. It's my whole world, and I'm excited to introduce people to the beauty of Palestine.
It is a beautiful country. I got to go to Bethlehem. I got to go to Ein Karim. I went to the West Bank. I went to Jericho, and I went to the Dead Sea. And I mean, there's so much history there. It's a beautiful history, a beautiful culture. And so when I see these things happen, obviously what's happening in the world, and I know it's so scripted, and when people are, for me, the people are going to be a martyr. Like, they're really going to be, the Palestinian people are really going to be the ones to wake up humanity, because it's happening in front of all of our eyes, and everybody's witnessing it.
Yeah.
And nobody's doing anything. Imagine taking somebody's home.
Exactly.
In 2025. And I won't go super deep on what happened October the 7th. I feel sorry for anybody who went out in that way. Yeah. But I also understand that the people that are the puppet masters pulling the strings, they know their time is up.
Yeah.
They've ran out of options. They have no outs in this game of poker. And this is another reason we woke up. So I admire you for, it's tough being, I would have to think it would be tough to be awake in Palestinian.
It's very tough. It's very scary because everyone's getting killed. My own family, has been tortured and assaulted, and so it's a lot. But I also have a lot of hope for Jewish people. I think Jewish people are going to wake up, and we're going to be able to be friends. And I don't hold hatred for anyone. I think even people who hate me and who wish harm on me, I don't wish harm on them. And I think that's the most powerful force you can emit to people. I can always just speak my truth, even if my voice shakes. I think there's a quote about that. But one day my voice isn't going to shake, because I'll be braver every day that I keep trying.
You already took the first step, and just like Isa or Yeshua, he prayed for his enemies, forgave his enemies. That's the most powerful thing you can do. And again, just you sharing this, or just us doing this right now, is an activation to this entire area. Most people won't understand that, but you're doing it. And I want to say kudos to you for stepping out of your comfort zone.
Thank you.
And putting yourself out there. It's not. That was the hardest part for me before social media.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm not a social person, but I didn't even FaceTime people. Like, I didn't even video chat with people. I didn't. And then all of a sudden, it was like so many things were happening, and I just had to start sharing my journey. So I admire you.
Thank you.
It gets easier.
Thank you.
It gets more comfortable, and you're gonna meet so many other tapped in souls. And so I thank you for having me on this. And if anybody out there sees this, It's a very lonely experience waking up in the simulation. It's hard to find connection with anyone.
Yeah.
But when you do find tribe and you meet tribe, it's like being home. It's like time slows down. You feel grounded, you feel calm, you can tap in, open your third eye naturally. It's like being home. It's like being on the mothership, wherever you perceive as home. So again, if you see this, speak your truth. You might push some people away. You might scare some people, but you're going to eventually attract the right people in your tribe, and that's the message.
All right. I love it. Thanks so much for being with me, and I learned a lot, and I hope that you guys learned a lot too.
Thank you.